Hi, Carmen Bunde here with Berkshire Hathaway Home Services, Ambassador Real Estate. March Madness is right around the corner, and it's this time of year every year that the market actually gets mad for home buyers. So I'm here with Gabe Kopun of
Hello.
First National Bank Mortgage Division.
That's right.
Yeah, so how are you doing this morning, Gabe?
I'm doing well. It's great to have you. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks for chatting with us today. So because the market has really soared, and has been for a couple years, I wanted to talk to you about what buyers can do to help kind of elevate their luck and be more competitive in this market. We have the first goal is always to get them started with a great lender, a local lender. So I often refer to you. So what are some things that people can do to increase their competitiveness in this market?
Yeah, that's a great question, Carmen. What's most important is to start early. I recommend starting about 15 to 30 days before you actively want to start shopping. It's really important because that gives you time to navigate and fix things if necessary, or better prepare yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You also want to be prepared for starting early and starting that pre-approval. What does that mean? That means rounding up your documents in advance, which is going to be, your recent pay stubs, your W-2s for the past 2 years, possibly your tax returns if self-employed, and also your bank statements.
Okay.
You also need to determine your pot of gold, so to speak. So what does that mean? Where's your down payment coming from? You're going to need about 3 to 5% minimum as a down payment. Obviously, more is okay too. You also want to allocate funds for your closing costs and potential other expenses that could come up with the move process.
Okay, that is awesome. Always start early. That's the first thing that I send every buyer. I tell them they have to start with pre-qualification because we just can't get anywhere in this market without it. So starting early, collect the documents, and determine where those funds are
Very
to
important.
put towards the down payment and some closing costs. So the cash fund is huge right now because with fewer homes on the market, buyers are paying a lot more, and sometimes they're also incentivizing the seller a little bit. It used to be that sellers would help pay buyers' closing costs. Now some buyers are helping to pay some seller closing costs. And with prices going so high, we're needing to have some funds available to help protect against that appraisal gap. And if it appraises lower than the purchase price, who's going to make that up? So where do you, if people don't have like $15,000 sitting in their savings, where do you recommend that they look to try to help put them in a more competitive position?
That's a good question. There's actually a lot of options available that most consumers don't know they have the possibility to use. Those things can be, family gift. A family member can gift you funds for the transaction. You can borrow from your retirement funds in certain circumstances. You always want to check with your retirement provider to make sure that you're able to do so and see what those rules and guidelines are. Or you could possibly tap into the equity of your existing home if you have someone.
Oh, okay, great. So talking about existing home, right now, buyers that have an existing home to sell as a contingency first, that they have to sell the home in order to buy the next one. Unfortunately, those offers right now aren't even being considered because there's so many other offers that don't have that contingency. And we're always trying to remove the unknown, which is, will it sell? We know it will sell, but if sellers don't have to worry about that, they're not going to choose that offer. So what are some options for buyers to take that contingency off of their offer?
There are several options, and you may or may not qualify for them. That's something that your lender will help you determine. A lot of American consumers have a lot of their equity trapped in their home, whereas there are options to do things called bridge loans or home equity loans that will allow you to tap into that equity before the sale, and you can use that equity in advance for your down payments. You could also consider putting a minimum down payment, and there are recast options where you could put the proceeds from the sale down after closing on your new home to re-amortize your payment and get that low payment that you want for the life of the loan.
Oh, that's awesome. That is great stuff, Gabe. I am so glad that we have you in our corner, and I appreciate you talking to us today and working with
Absolutely.
the home buyers. I know they're in good hands, so I send them your way, and enjoy March Madness.
Enjoy March Madness.